Good afternoon all, welcome back to the channel today. On this Tuesday afternoon, we now move on to episode number 12 here of the 5th season of the Ros-Albastrii. We're into the semi-finals of the Champions League today, and it's going to be Manchester United who we face, and it's going to be, without doubt, the toughest fixture we have faced to date. Man United are a really tough side to break down. So without further ado, guys, let's run the intro and get into today's big episode. Welcome back then. Well, first of all, we have beaten Panduri Targujri 2-0 courtesy of a Cyprian Maxim goal in the first half and a Wilkin goal in the second half. We dominated 72% of possession. Now, I'd say that's probably the most I've ever seen. I can't remember anything coming close to that, really. Had a few high 60s, but 72% is just obscene. Now, that can be down to the fact that they had two men sent off in the 68th minute. I'm not actually sure what that was for, really. I think we should go and look. So, it was a shocking two-footed lunge from Sick, and he was given a second yellow card for protesting furiously. And it looks like that it's all kicked off, really, hasn't it? So basically, two men went off, two goals went in. Same old Steaua. Now, before we bring you this next result against Dinamo Bucuresti, Valentin Kojakaru has kept a new Liga 1 record with 21 clean sheets in the league. A brilliant performance, I'm sure we can all agree. And it's great stuff from Valentin Kojakaru, who's been there from the outset, really, and is the future, particularly goalkeeping wise, of Romanian football. So it's great that we've been able to get him to achieve something so great in the game. 4 seasons on from when it was set by Silviu Lung Jr., who I believe used to play for Astra Giurgiu. Well, next up came the Cuppa Romane semi-final against Dinamo Bucuresti. It was obviously at the National Arena because that's where both teams play their big games. And to be honest, we didn't really perform, but we did play some of the smaller players because we have got this really important game coming up against Manchester United. Luca Valzania really let the side down on one of his very rare appearances in the team, getting 2 yellow cards in the first half an hour of the game, and he was sent off, and it was pretty much downhill from there. We had quite a lot of possession, but the team just couldn't cope with that. They were very defensive, Dinamo Bucharest were, and we just could not break them down, and unfortunately, but then again, it is only the first leg, so we're going to be going back into that. We've got Craiova coming up next, and then we're going to be playing Manchester United 3 days after that. So let's go and have a look at how we got on against Craiova. Now, I wanted to rest as many people as possible for this last game till we got Man United in 3 days' time, because that is going to be a huge game for us. Now, I gave a lot of starts here to kind of second-team players. We had Jack Stevenson on Maruro in the team, but we brought in Lankozar, Maxim, Martin Lewis, Stefanescu, Coman, players that haven't really been doing it in the first team. And unfortunately, we were just outworked by the better equipped CS Craiova, but we've already won the league, so I'm not too fussed about that. We've suffered our first defeat of the Championship playoffs, but it's only our second defeat overall in the whole league, so I'm not really concerned about that. We've already wrapped that one up. We've got Manchester United coming up, though, today in the Champions League semi-final first leg. We're at home, first of all, at the National Arena, and it's going to be paramount that we get some form of result. So let's go in and have a look at the squad in which we're going to employ for this game, the tactic that we're going to use, and basically how we're going to do in the game as well. So the team then for today's game against Manchester United is going to be Valentin Kojakaru in goal, Eden Ibrich, Jack Stevens and Kenneth Omarua at the back, with Alan Tosca and Pavel Alkowski in the wing-back positions. Vlad Archin will line up in the middle with Lucas Bilia, and that leaves Christian Lakucha, Will Keane and Alex Juricevic to lead the line for us. It's going to be a tough game against Manchester United today, so let's get into the action. So then you've seen our squad for today's game. We're now on the kind of like press screen, really, slash bookmaker screen, stat screen, and they believe, the Romanian Football Gazette believe, that Manchester United have got enough about them to see off the threat of Steaua Bucuresti today, and I'm probably inclined to agree because they have got a quality side, as is always the case in this game. Now, we're in at 3-1 with bet 190, outsiders of the lot. Manchester United 4-5 favourites, 2-1 the draw. Do you know, I'm kind of well aware of what's up against us today. So we've already looked at our squad. Let's have a look at the Manchester United squad then. They're going with David De Gea in goal, Luke Shaw, Laporte, Musacho, Versalco at the back, with Herrera and Pogba in the middle, with Shaqiri, Mata and Mkhitaryan. with Rashford leading a solo line for them. They've got a highly quality squad with a high quality bench. And to be honest, we're going to be in trouble today, I think. So we're going to go in and we're going to look for any weak points in the team that we can press. Luke Shaw can be one. We're also going to make sure that Schalke's cutting in as much as possible. Herrera's, they're going to be solid. Mkhitaryan's another, which we can try to exploit. I think Mata's pretty... Mata's alright, I suppose. We can just put him on hard anyway. I'm going to have Shaqiri, who is another one that... Well, it's a bit of an odd signing that for Manchester United, Shaqiri. And I think Rashford's going to be pretty... Yeah, Rashford will do as well. So we've got quite a bit of hard tackling there for today's game. It's a big game here today against Manchester United. It's Tuesday afternoon, obviously. Hope you lads have had a good day at work. Hopefully today we can get a big result today against Manchester United. I'm going to have to go with the contain mentality. I did kind of think about switching it up to counter given that we're at home. But I think contain is definitely the way to go with these guys today. So then let's get into today's game. Let's kick things off. The teams are lined up for the national anthems here at the start of this semi-final in the Champions League. Players are warming up. The referees are about to decide who's going to kick off. And it's going to be Man United who are kicking from right to left here. And it's Shaqiri who already advances forward. But it's a good tackle from Juricevic. Keane to Olkowski to Lakucha. Lakucha now plays in Tosca. Tosca back to Archim. Archim to Juricevic. Juricevic out wide to Olkowski. Olkowski looks around, finds Billy. Lakucha, he's got Tosca making a move, but it's Keane again. Oh, I thought Keane... Do you know what? I thought Keane was going to put us in front there. The big game player that is Will Keane. He's been brilliant for us since we brought him in. Lakucha now with the corner. It's an away swinger on towards the edge of the area. Masaccio, though, reads it well and lofts the ball out right up the field, but it's gone out for a throw in to us. And that is the end of that highlight. We've done all right so far, I'd say. 3 or so minutes gone in this game at the National Arena. Man United are away from home, but again, they are such a good team. But we did beat Real Madrid quite convincingly, so let's see how we go. And it's Mkhitaryan who picks up the ball out wide to Shaqiri down this left flank, who goes past Olkowski like he stood still. And he plays it into Rashford, and Marcus Rashford has opened the scoring for Manchester United. 20th goal of the season. Really good bit of play that from Shaqiri. A good turn of foot down that left flank. Plays in a lovely low cross. Gets a bit of a little lucky deflection. But it's Rashford who's clinical in front of goal. And he's put Manchester United 1-0 ahead here. 23 minutes gone. And we're just going to tell them assertively, we're going to encourage them just to try and not drop the heads. We're still in this game. It's early doors yet. 37 minutes gone now. And we've got a highlight, and it's for Schalke, but he's dispossessed, and Keane now has the ball back to Tosca. Lovely ball forward to Juricevic, who goes through towards goal, takes a shot, but the ball goes wide of goal. And to be honest, De Gea had the angle covered. So then we're at half-time, and we're just going to passionately tell the lads that we need to keep going. We can get out there and get a win tonight. And we're just going to give them the assertive improvement talk. And we're just going to switch things up a little bit. We're going to go on to counter for this second half. See if we can sneak a goal back in the early stages of this second half. And it's Tosca to Keane. And that is the end of that highlight. Manchester United have got a corner though. And it's Mkhitaryan in towards Laporte, Shaw. And Kenneth Omaruo has given away a penalty here. And it looks like he's going to get a card for this as well. But he's not going to get a card. He's just been told to calm down by Marcus Strombergson. And it's going to be... Is it Juan Mata who's going to take the penalty for Manchester United, or is it going to be Mkhitaryan maybe? And it's going to be Ander Herrera with the penalty, and he puts the ball past Valentin Kojakaru, and all of a sudden Manchester United are in a dominant position here against Steaua Bucuresti. Ander Herrera straight down the middle. Keeper probably should have done better, but he has now put Manchester United into a really strong position. I'm going to take off Lucas Billia because he's done absolutely bloody not going well for us, this guys. I really thought that after that Real Madrid win we could... We've got a free kick there, and it's Juricevic who plays the ball in. Stevens to Archim. Finds Keane in space, and Will Keane pulls one back. We're still in this, lads. Will Keane with a great finish. His 18th goal of the season. The big game man, Will Keane, gets us back into this now. It's Stevens, Archim, lovely ball. Arguably... potentially offside. Keane though turns on a sixpence with the outside of the left foot, strokes it past the keeper. Beautiful finish that from Keane. And we've got a little bit of... We've got another highlight, and it's Juricevic into Ibridge to Omaruo, almost repaid, giving away that penalty with a goal there, but De Gea was a really good save. Now we're just going to passionately demand more from the team because we are playing well, but I think we could just squeeze a little bit more out of them. 65 minutes gone. I might look at bringing Callum Gribbin on in a moment for possibly Christian Lacucha. Have to keep a monitor on the situation. Coming up towards the 70th minute of this game, we're still 2-1 behind at the hands of Manchester United. So I've got a highlight then, and we've brought Gribbin on for Lacucha. It's Ander Herrera to Rashford. Rashford to Mkhitaryan. Tosca now gets the ball off him, plays it to Omaruo, to Ibrich, back to Stevens. We're passing the ball round well at the back. Marin to Juricevic, to Olkowski, who's on a yellow. Plays the ball inside to Gribbin. Now Gribbin has a chance. Plays the ball, poor ball out from Gribbin to Tosca. And De Gea clears it, but only as far as Archim. Ibrich picks it up. Archim gets in the way, and Man United have a chance to launch the counter. And it's Man United in towards Ødegaard. Shaqiri on the ball again. Is he going to punish us again? He does. And he finds Marcus Rashford again. And Marcus Rashford puts the ball past Valentin Kojakaru. We were unlucky there. We're really coming into that game then in that second half. Shaqiri with the off on Maruo again. Rashford's been brilliant today. Got his second of the game, and Manchester United have taken a 3-1 lead here against Steaua Bucuresti here, away from home for them obviously. But 80 minutes gone, we're struggling. Olkowski we're going to bring off Bryce JJ, see if the Ivory Coast International can do anything for us. It's not really much more we can do now at this stage in the game other than hope we can get a goal. And it's Caleri, don't concede another. Archie with a good tackle. Oh, he's giving it away. Oh, fucking hell. Ødegaard punishes us. 4-1 victory for Manchester United. Caleri, Archim, don't know what he was doing here. Poor pass back to Kojakaru. Ødegaard keeps on running and puts the ball past Kojakaru. And that, guys, is our Champions League hopes extinguished just like that. We've been unlucky. We give away a penalty. We've had an unlucky deflection. And that poor bit of defending from Archim. And they've absolutely punished us. And rightly so. You can't do these stupid mistakes against a team like Manchester United. And I think that is pretty much going to be the end of our Champions League campaign for this season. Which means, unfortunately, we're either going to finish without a Champions League win, which is probably the most obvious, or we're going to have to do another season. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of today's performance from the lads. I'm really disappointed with that. I don't think we deserve to lose 4-1, but at the same time, you make mistakes like that against the best teams, they will punish you. Leave a like on the video down below if you've enjoyed the series so far and you'd like to see more. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and join me again tomorrow as we come back to face Manchester United again.